What's up? So today I'm doing a drawing. I just wanted to sort of document the process and talk maybe a little bit about it. So this one is going to be like a drawing of a woman, and she's going to be like either floating in some black water or like a space sort of setting. Very simple, sort of traditional style like I always do. Yeah, so I'm just going to start lining up. I've got here two kinds of brush pens, faber-castells. Really like these. I used to use Sharpies, but I changed to these because the ink it doesn't smell like it's giving you cancer, and they're just more black, and you feel a little bit more like you're painting when you use these, at least at first, because they start off with, if you can see it, with a proper nice sharp brush tip, but then you go a little bit more like a bullet tip after a few uses, which is kind of cool because you don't always want a brush tip. And I've also got this. This is also a brush pen, but this is SB. I assume it stands for soft brush because it's really soft, and you can get like a 5mm thick line with it if you lean it to the edge. Like, it would be really good for calligraphy, I imagine, but it's just good for getting the sharp edges in. But you only really get one. I've been using it on these lines. You only really get one hard side of the line. The other side's sort of, I'll show you here, because like this side sort of like a brush, but the other side you can get a nice straight line or curved line, whatever you want. Right one. I have about 1,000 of these. They've all got different amounts of wear, and I want one that's sort of not that worn for doing these details. I'm using 300 GSM watercolour paper. It's textured, so when you're drawing on textured paper with these brush pens, they last about one drawing, and then it's not much of a brush anymore. This is kind of experimental because there's a lot of detail. Well, for my usual amount of detail, there's quite a lot in this drawing. For the size, like the face is one little flick off the wrong way is going to make the whole face look wrong. Also, I always do the hair black, but with this one I'm going to have to do it like, well, it's going to be white, but it's going to have to look as if it's blonde or a different colour because the background is going to be solid black. Or maybe I'll leave the hair black as if so you can't see it. Maybe it'll give you the impression that it is there though. Yes, because I can do the odd strand of hair going over the top of her, and then her hair will just blend completely into the background. Yeah, I like that idea. I don't want to use a ruler for this, I don't want it too neat. Like, I'm not going to try too hard to get that too perfectly round just like the others, because I used to always try to make them perfect, but like, I think there's a difference between knowing how to pull a line and just getting everything clean. Like, I think there's definitely a place for imperfections in everything. It gives it character. Started just colouring when, because you can't avoid getting black marks with these pens, so you know, like pen marks in the solid black, even though they are quite black. I just sort of embraced that by doing it in like rows of straight lines so you can see it, but it's like a neat sort of pattern. It takes a bit longer, but it does take quite a while. I think I'm going to break it up with a coffee break. The great thing about my tattoo shop is there is a coffee shop downstairs. Okay, so now I've done all the black, I'm going to start putting in some detail in the background. Another coffee. Sure about a few pencil marks. Now I'm just doing the white dots, and then just maybe make a couple of bigger dots, because obviously some stars are a little bit bigger than others. Better really. I'm making sure I do the stars over the top of her hair so it looks like she's sort of blending into the galaxy. Good job I had 2 coffees.
We need a better way. We don't need this table there. We could do with it not being there.
We do need the table.
Well, what's your wire?